Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're breaking down the life and times of the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. Joining Black Sabbath.
What is this that stands before me?
In 1968, a 20-year-old John Ozzy Osbourne joined forces with guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward to form Earth, the blues rock band that would soon rebrand as Black Sabbath. Osbourne, fresh out of prison for petty theft and working odd jobs in Birmingham, brought a distinctive, haunted wail that perfectly matched the group's brooding, down-tuned sound. With songs steeped in occult imagery and real-world dread, the band tapped into the countercultural undercurrent of late 60s Britain. Their self-titled 1970 debut, recorded in a single day, is widely considered the birth of heavy metal. For Osbourne, it was the beginning of a long, twisted, and above all, legendary career.
Has he lost his mind? Can he see or is he blind?
Being fired from Black Sabbath.
But the coke comes in and the weed comes in and
the chicks come in, the marriages and the
so
divorces.
you're less than focused now, right?
We were fighting the world. Our music was paying. We hadn't paid tax. We didn't know anything about what you got to do.
Right.
By 1979, Ozzy's substance use disorder had become impossible for Black Sabbath to ignore, even by their own decadent standards. After years of internal tension, missed rehearsals, and erratic behavior, the band made the brutal decision to fire their frontman. While Ozzy claimed that substance use ran rampant in the band, he was nevertheless ousted and encouraged to pursue a solo career by his manager, Don Arden.
So in the end of the day, I must confess, Tony was right when he said I wasn't into it anymore.
Right.
Because I would say things like, I want to do a solo album. And they say, well, if you've got any ideas, put it to the band. And I couldn't talk on a musical terms because I don't play an instrument.
Right.
It marked the end of an era. The voice that had defined Sabbath's groundbreaking run was gone, but it also forced a turning point. All alone at rock bottom, Ozzy would soon be rescued, both personally and professionally, by Don's daughter, Sharon, setting the stage for one of rock's most improbable and iconic solo comebacks.
I'm in there one day, and Sharon knocks the door, and she goes, "F*** me," she goes. No, she don't go, "F*** me," she said, "If you clean your act up, I want a manager."
Embarking on his solo career with Blizzard of Oz. After being fired from Black Sabbath, Ozzy was adrift until Sharon Arden pushed him back into the studio. Teaming up with virtuoso guitarist Randy Rhoads, Osbourne recorded Blizzard of Oz, released in 1980. It was a seismic statement, not simply a comeback, but a reinvention. Blending heavy metal theatrics with polished songwriting and Rhodes' neoclassical flair, the album spawned signature songs like Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley.
Mr. Crowley, what went on in your head?
Blizzard went multi-platinum and re-established Osbourne as a solo force to be reckoned with. It proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that his success hadn't been a byproduct of Sabbath, but a reflection of his own star power. Unhinged, unapologetic, and perfectly in tune with a new generation of metalheads. The death of Randy Rhoads.
At that point in my life, I'm sure he was sent from somewhere else, because if it wasn't for Randy Rhoads, I know I wouldn't be here.
As you'll soon see, 1982 was an intensely consequential year for Ozzy. On March 19th, tragedy struck when Randy Rhoads was killed in a freak plane crash while on tour in Florida. Just 25, Rhoads had already cemented himself as one of metal's most important guitarists, and his loss was both a personal and professional devastation for Ozzy.
While some members of the Ozzy Osbourne band slept in their tour bus parked next to the house, the other three buzzed overhead, circling the bus 3 times. On the 4th time, they didn't make it.
Shaken and reportedly considering taking his own life, Osbourne nearly quit music altogether. Rhoads wasn't only his creative partner, he was arguably the anchor of Ozzy's post-Sabbath resurrection. Though the solo project continued, something fundamental had shifted. For all of Ozzy's darkness, Rhodes had been a rare source of light, and losing him left a scar that never fully healed.
Later, it was revealed that the pilot had traces of cocaine in his system, but Randy only had nicotine in his.
He wasn't that kind of a guy. He wasn't playing tricks or goofballing about. He was a serious guy, you know. The guy was a beautiful man.
Bat biting incident.
Wait a minute, before you start explaining it, let's tell them what you did. Bit the head off a bat. There, I said it.
It wasn't Batman. It was like a bat, a real bat, yeah.
Okay, now, you were about to explain that.
I was just about to explain it.
On January 20th, 1982, during a concert in Des Moines, Iowa, Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off what he thought was a rubber bat, only to realize, too late, that it was real. The stunt wasn't planned. A fan had thrown the dazed bat on stage, and Ozzy, already infamous for his onstage theatrics, acted on impulse. He was rushed to the hospital for rabies shots, but the damage, at least culturally speaking, was done.
What actually happened was I get a lot of weird people at my concerts, like, you know, it's kind of rock and roll, you know. And somebody threw a bat on stage, and I thought it was one of these toy bats. So I picked it up, bite the thing's head off, and suddenly everybody's freaking out because it's a real bat, because, like, on the stage set, like, the bat goes like asleep when the lights go on.
The moment was instantly canonized as rock mythology, cementing Ozzy's image as the wild-eyed Prince of Darkness. Though he's since called it one of his dumbest decisions, the bat incident remains the defining spectacle of a career built on pushing boundaries and freaking people out.
So it was, for all practical purposes, a toy bat.
Yeah, but I can assure you the rabies shots that I went through afterwards aren't fun.
No, they're painful, I understand.
Very painful.
Marriage to Sharon Arden.
I met Ozzy when I was around 18, and he came into my father's office for management with Black Sabbath. So I was 18 when I first met him.
Love at first sight?
No, not at all. I was like, oh Lord, look at them.
As we alluded to a little earlier, Osbourne met Sharon Arden in the late 1970s while she was working for her father, music mogul Don, who at one point managed Black Sabbath. After Ozzy was fired from the band in 1979, Sharon took over his management and quickly became far more than a business partner. Their volatile, codependent relationship was marked by equal parts chaos and loyalty, fueled by substance use, ambition, and a shared instinct for survival.
What is it that kept you so attached to him?
He was so funny and quick-witted, and yet very vulnerable.
Despite constant turmoil, the pair got engaged and married in 1982. Sharon wasn't just Ozzy's wife, she was his lifeline, orchestrating his solo comeback and keeping his career afloat through sheer force of will. Their union was messy, but undeniably formative for both.
They performed at this club in London, and I was so in awe of what I was seeing. Again, I hadn't seen anything like that, because all the artists that we had dealt with were very slick and a different category of music, different genre of music, just totally different.
The Osbournes.
Weather in Afghanistan, 2,000 degrees and cloudy. What the f am I doing? I'm stuck on the weather channel. Ah! What the f is that?
Ozzy Osbourne inadvertently changed television in 2002 with The Osbournes, MTV's fly-on-the-wall reality series that pulled back the curtain on his profanity-laden domestic life. Far from the satanic caricature of his stage persona, Ozzy appeared as a well-meaning, if bewildered dad, navigating a chaotic household, led by the sharp-tongued Sharon and their eccentric children.
This has got to be the 24th house that my kids have lived in. We've got crosses going everywhere. There's crucifixes. I'm having them painted on the walls. We've got crucifix door handles. We'll never be able to sell it.
The show was an instant sensation, shattering ratings records and reshaping how society conceived of the notion of celebrity. The Osbournes paved the way for reality TV as we know it, from Keeping Up with the Kardashians to countless others. Once again, Ozzy stood at the center of a cultural shift, this time without even meaning to.
We didn't give the owners any written instruction. We gave them the remote controls, and then the owners figure out by himself how to work it, so that's how easy it is.
Weak signal, that's about all. What's that? That weak signal. Jack!
Creating Ozzfest.
My wife tried to get me on Lollapalooza.
I called up for Ozzy to go on Lollapalooza, and it was like, excuse me, you must be joking. And it was like, no, I'm not joking. And they were like, well, he doesn't fit.
After being snubbed by mainstream festivals like Lollapalooza, Ozzy and Sharon launched Ozzfest, a defiant alternative that quickly became a juggernaut. Founded with the intention of spotlighting heavy metal and hard rock acts, the touring festival featured legends and newcomers alike, from Slayer and Pantera to Slipknot and System of a Down.
Hey Sharon, before you go blazing a trail, let's test the waters.
It was a big risk, a big financial risk, and also more than the finances. It was like, okay, if this doesn't work, how am I going to get the egg off my face?
For Ozzy, it was a savvy business move that helped revitalize the metal scene in the late 90s and early 2000s. Ozzfest proved that the genre's outsider status was its greatest asset and solidified the Osbournes as unlikely but undeniable power players in music entrepreneurship.
You want to help as many new bands as you can, but you know, you have to be selective.
It's kind of like a tradition throughout my career that most bands that I've ever played with have gone on to do greater things.
To come back in 2001, be asked to like kind of co-headline, I mean, it was a dream come true. It was really cool.
Health scares and Parkinson's diagnosis.
What made you realize you needed to get surgery again? Like, what was the point where you said, we gotta go
well,
again?
I'm not done yet, and it's like, I got things to do, I got people to see, I got shows to do.
Ozzy Osbourne's body long bore the weight of his excesses, from decades of substance use to countless stage injuries. But in recent years, his health battles intensified. Multiple surgeries, a serious staph infection, and a traumatic fall in 2019 forced him to cancel tours and confront the physical toll of his lifestyle. In 2020, Ozzy publicly revealed he'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a progressive neurological disorder he'd quietly been managing since 2003.
I mean, I haven't got Parkinson's, the main one. I got P2 or something, which is a genetic thing. I don't know. It's look, I don't get up in the morning and go, you know, I don't gripe on you. Get on with it. If you're still moving, you ain't gonna be dead.
The admission marked a rare moment of vulnerability from the so-called Prince of Darkness. Nevertheless, Ozzy continued recording and engaging with fans, defying expectations with the same stubborn, unkillable energy that defined his entire career.
How do you feel about him going back on tour?
I just do anything, you know, sell my soul to the devil if I haven't already, to get him back on the road. It's where he belongs. That's his life, you know, his fans, his band, it's what he's always done. He's not done it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Reuniting with Black Sabbath one last time. On July 5th, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne took the stage in Birmingham, England for Back to the Beginning, a charity concert that reunited him with the OG Black Sabbath lineup. Billed as his final live performance, the show was a raw, emotional farewell. Ozzy delivered Sabbath staples like Paranoid and Iron Man with a steely resolve. The event raised tens of millions of pounds for local health charities, but more than that, it served as a living tribute to a hometown legend. Just over 2 weeks later, on July 22nd, Ozzy passed away at 76. That night in Birmingham became not just his last concert, but his chance to tell Mama he was coming home. What's your favorite Ozzy Osbourne song? Are there any Ozzy moments we missed? Be sure to let us know in the comments below.
But I can't stand to say goodbye. Mama, I'm coming home.